Every day we get the same 24 hours, yet some people seem to achieve more, feel more in control, and make real progress while others struggle to keep up. The difference is not luck, talent, or special circumstances. It comes down to how you manage your time, your focus, and your energy every single day. In this audiobook, you will learn practical steps to take control of your hours, organize your priorities, and make every moment count. You will discover how to eliminate distractions, plan your mornings deliberately, track your habits, and act decisively so that your daily actions lead to real results. You will understand how to invest in learning to sharpen your skills, rest in a way that truly recharges your energy, and reflect on progress so you can keep improving. Each chapter gives clear guidance you can use immediately, helping you turn ordinary days into days of achievement and growth. By the end of this audiobook, you will know exactly how to structure your time, focus on what matters, and live every day with purpose and clarity. If you are ready to take control of your 24 hours and make them work for you, this audiobook will show you exactly how. Chapter 1. Prioritize daily tasks to focus on what matters most. Prioritizing your daily tasks is not just about being productive. It is about taking control of your life, deciding what truly matters, and using your time to create meaningful results. Every day presents the same 24 hours to each of us. No matter who you are, whether you are starting fresh or already established in your career or personal life, these hours are finite. How you manage them will determine not only what you achieve, but also the quality of your life. Time is the one resource that cannot be replaced or replenished. Once it passes, it is gone forever. Understanding this simple truth is the first step toward mastering your daily tasks. It is about recognizing that some activities bring tremendous value to your life, while others consume energy without delivering any real benefit. The key is clarity about your priorities. Clarity allows you to direct your focus and effort on what will truly move you forward. Without it, days slip away and accomplishments remain small and fragmented. To begin prioritizing effectively, the first step is to identify what is truly important, not urgent, not what appears pressing at the moment, but what aligns with your long-term goals and values. This requires honest reflection. Take a moment to consider what outcomes will have the most significant impact on your life. What skills, relationships, or achievements will matter in a year, 5 years, or even 10 years? Write these down. Seeing them in black and white transforms vague ideas into tangible targets. Once you have identified what matters most, everything else becomes secondary. Tasks, messages, meetings, and obligations that do not serve these key outcomes can be delegated, postponed, or even eliminated. This does not mean ignoring responsibilities or living without structure. It means applying discernment. Not every task has equal weight. Recognizing the difference is what separates individuals who are busy from those who are productive and accomplished. One of the most effective tools for prioritization is the practice of ranking your tasks by impact. Every morning or the night before, make a list of everything you need to do. Then, evaluate each item by asking a simple question. Will this task bring me closer to my most important goals? Tasks that answer yes unequivocally take precedence. Those that answer no or only partially are scheduled later or removed entirely. This approach forces discipline and prevents the tendency to fill your day with low-value work. It is not about doing more, it is about doing the right things. Many people confuse activity with progress. They stay busy from morning to night, completing small tasks, answering emails, and attending meetings. But when they reflect on the day, they realize nothing meaningful has been accomplished. Prioritization is the antidote to this trap. It is a commitment to high-value work and a refusal to let trivial matters consume your attention and energy. Another critical aspect of prioritization is understanding the concept of energy management. Not all tasks are created equal in terms of the mental, emotional, and physical energy they require. High-priority tasks that contribute directly to your goals often demand focus and sustained effort. Schedule these tasks when your energy is highest, typically in the morning, or at times when you are naturally alert and clear-minded, Less demanding tasks, such as administrative work or routine chores, can be scheduled during lower energy periods. This alignment of task importance with your personal energy levels ensures efficiency and prevents burnout. When priorities are matched with energy, the quality of work improves, stress decreases, and accomplishments feel more significant and satisfying. Creating a daily structure is another essential step. Without a deliberate plan, priorities often fall victim to external pressures. Meetings, phone calls, or unplanned interruptions can hijack your day. To maintain control, block time for your most important work before allowing other tasks to fill your schedule. This does not require an overly rigid routine. Flexibility is important, but the framework must exist. Even blocking just 1 or 2 hours for high-impact work before responding to messages or administrative tasks can make a profound difference. Protecting this time is non-negotiable. It is the time when you invest in yourself, your skills, and your future outcomes. The commitment to this principle is a commitment to long-term success and personal mastery. It is equally important to break large, high-priority tasks into manageable steps. Big goals can feel overwhelming, leading to procrastination and avoidance. When tasks are broken down into smaller, actionable steps, they become more approachable. Each completed step provides a sense of accomplishment and forward momentum. This method ensures that even complex projects are consistently moving toward completion. The feeling of progress is critical because it sustains motivation. When we see that our actions directly contribute to significant outcomes, we are more likely to maintain focus and continue prioritizing effectively. Effective prioritization also requires learning to say no. This is one of the most challenging skills because it often involves turning down opportunities, favors, or obligations that appear important, but do not align with your primary goals. Saying no is not selfish. It is an act of self-respect and strategic focus. Every yes to a low-value request is a no to something more meaningful. Protecting your time means evaluating requests carefully and declining politely but firmly when they do not contribute to your highest priorities. This skill is essential for mastering your 24 hours because it preserves space for activities that genuinely matter. It is a clear demonstration of control over your life rather than being controlled by external demands. Reflection is another vital component. At the end of each day, review what you accomplished and whether it aligned with your priorities. Ask yourself, did I focus on what matters most? And which tasks added the most value? This reflection helps identify patterns, highlight distractions, and improve future prioritization. It also reinforces the habit of intentional living. When actions are consistently measured against personal goals, every decision becomes a conscious choice rather than a reaction to circumstances. Reflection turns experience into learning and ensures that prioritization evolves into a lifelong skill rather than a one-time effort. Real-world application of prioritization can take many forms. For instance, consider someone managing a career and family simultaneously. The high-priority task might be completing a critical project at work that advances career objectives, attending a child's school event, or investing in personal health. Lesser tasks, like checking social media or attending optional meetings, can be scheduled later or skipped entirely. Each day becomes a deliberate alignment of actions with values. This approach reduces stress, increases accomplishment, and enhances satisfaction. The principle applies equally to entrepreneurs, students, and anyone seeking to maximize impact within limited time. Technology can support prioritization but should not dictate it. Task management apps, calendars, and reminders are tools, not solutions. The fundamental skill is discernment, knowing what matters most and making choices accordingly. Tools serve to organize and reinforce these decisions, but cannot replace clarity and judgment. Use technology to structure your day, track progress, and provide accountability, but do not allow notifications or external prompts to control your focus. Mastery over your time begins in the mind with deliberate choices and then extends to the external environment through disciplined practices. A crucial mindset to cultivate is viewing time as an investment. Every hour spent should produce returns in personal growth, achievement, or well-being. Low-value activities are like spending money frivolously. They offer momentary satisfaction but no lasting benefit. High-priority actions are investments with compounded returns. Completing a skill, building task, nurturing a key relationship, or advancing a significant project generates value that multiplies over time. Prioritization becomes a form of wealth creation where your most valuable asset, time, is used wisely to generate long-term gains. This perspective shifts daily decisions from trivial to strategic and fosters a sense of purpose in every action. Motivation and discipline play complementary roles in prioritization. Motivation sparks the desire to focus on what matters, but discipline ensures consistency when motivation wanes. Building a habit of prioritization requires repeated practice and conscious effort. It is not enough to recognize the importance of high-value tasks occasionally. Consistency is essential. Establishing routines, setting boundaries, and committing to daily reflection are acts of discipline that support sustained prioritization. Over time, this discipline becomes internalized, reducing mental effort and increasing automatic focus on what truly matters. Emotional awareness also enhances prioritization. Recognizing emotional triggers that lead to distraction or procrastination allows for better control of daily actions. Stress, boredom, or fatigue can shift attention toward low-value tasks. By observing these patterns and responding deliberately, rather than reactively, focus can be maintained. Strategies like mindful pauses, brief walks, or short periods of meditation can reset attention and ensure that priority tasks receive the energy and concentration they deserve. Emotional management is intertwined with prioritization because clarity of mind enables clarity of choice. Prioritization extends beyond professional or personal tasks. It influences relationships, health, and long-term fulfillment. Time spent nurturing meaningful connections, maintaining health, or pursuing personal growth should always be weighed against lesser activities. By consciously allocating time to what sustains and enriches life, satisfaction increases and regrets decrease. Prioritization is not merely a productivity tool. It is a blueprint for living a deliberate and purpose-driven life. It is the cornerstone of self-mastery because it aligns daily actions with enduring values. Visualization and mental rehearsal can further strengthen prioritization. At the start of each day, visualize completing your most critical tasks and achieving meaningful outcomes. Imagine the steps, the effort required, and the satisfaction of accomplishment. This mental exercise primes focus and enhances commitment. It reduces resistance and prepares the mind for disciplined action. Visualization transforms abstract priorities into concrete mental images, making it easier to act with intention and persistence. It is a subtle yet powerful way to reinforce the importance of prioritization and create momentum before physically engaging with the day. Finally, cultivating patience and persistence is essential. Mastering prioritization does not occur overnight. It requires experimentation, learning from mistakes, and continuous adjustment. Some days will not go as planned. External interruptions, unexpected challenges, or emotional fluctuations will test focus. The key is to return to priority. Driven action consistently, without self-criticism or judgment. Persistence ensures that even incremental improvements compound over time, creating profound change. Each day devoted to prioritizing what matters most adds to the foundation of a disciplined, accomplished, and fulfilling life. In conclusion, prioritizing daily tasks is a powerful practice that transforms time into achievement and effort into meaningful outcomes. It begins with clarity about what matters most and is reinforced through disciplined planning, energy alignment, reflection, emotional awareness, and persistence. By consciously choosing where to invest attention and effort, distractions are minimized and impact is maximized. Every decision, action, and task can either advance long-term goals or consume time without benefit. Prioritization ensures that your 24 hours are directed toward meaningful accomplishments rather than trivial activity. It is a skill, a mindset, and a lifestyle. By committing to prioritize daily tasks, every day becomes an opportunity to move closer to personal mastery, lasting success, and fulfillment. Mastering this principle allows the hours to work for you, making each day productive, purposeful, and profoundly impactful. The power to shape life through prioritization lies in deliberate choice, consistent practice, and unwavering focus. The moment attention is directed toward what truly matters, every action gains significance and the ordinary transforms into extraordinary. This is how mastery of daily tasks begins, creating a foundation for every other skill, habit, and achievement in life. Prioritization is not optional, it is essential. It is the first step toward taking command of your time, your actions, and ultimately your life. By consistently focusing on what matters most, you become the architect of your own success, designing each day to contribute to long-term growth, resilience, and fulfillment. Chapter 2. Eliminate distractions to reclaim control over your time. Distractions are the silent thieves of time. They creep into every day, appearing harmless at first, but gradually they consume the hours meant for focused action. Every day presents countless interruptions. Phone notifications, emails, social media updates, unplanned visits, and even wandering thoughts. Each one demands attention, and if not managed consciously, they can fragment your focus and scatter your energy. Reclaiming control over your time begins with understanding how distractions operate and deliberately creating boundaries to protect your focus. Every hour spent reacting to external stimuli is an hour taken from meaningful progress. The ability to eliminate distractions is a skill that separates those who accomplish their goals from those who remain busy yet stagnant. It requires awareness, discipline, and practical strategies that can be applied immediately and consistently. The first step is awareness. Many people underestimate how much time they lose to distractions. Open a day-long observation of your activities and note when attention drifts from high-value work to interruptions. Track not just external distractions, but internal ones as well. Wandering thoughts, overthinking, and worry are mental distractions that silently consume your energy. By identifying exactly what pulls your attention away, you gain insight into patterns that can be addressed systematically. Awareness is the foundation because you cannot fix what you do not clearly see. Once the sources of distraction are recognized, solutions become practical rather than theoretical. Controlling the environment is a powerful method for reducing interruptions. Physical spaces influence focus more than most people realize. A cluttered desk, unnecessary items within reach, or a noisy room can fragment attention. Removing visual and auditory clutter signals to your mind that only meaningful work belongs in this space. Create a workspace dedicated to the activities that matter most. Limit items in reach to only what is necessary for the task at hand. Sound, light, and seating comfort also play a significant role. Minimizing unnecessary movement, adjusting lighting, and creating a comfortable but focused environment allows energy to flow toward high-priority actions rather than being dissipated by the surroundings. Technology is a significant source of distraction. Smartphones, social media, emails, and apps are designed to capture attention continuously. Managing technology is critical. This begins with intentional boundaries. Disable non-essential notifications, set specific times to check messages, and consider applications that block distracting websites during work periods. The goal is not to eliminate technology, but to prevent it from dictating your focus. By reclaiming control over digital devices, attention becomes a tool you wield rather than a resource you surrender. Discipline in digital consumption ensures that tools enhance productivity instead of eroding it. Time blocking is another effective strategy. Assign dedicated periods to complete specific tasks without interruption. During these blocks, commit fully to the activity at hand. Inform colleagues, friends, or family of these focused periods to reduce external interruptions. The commitment to uninterrupted work builds momentum and strengthens concentration. Over time, these focused periods become habits that naturally repel distractions. Structuring your day in this way ensures that high-value work receives the time and energy it requires. Interruptions are no longer accidental but managed and minimized by deliberate planning. Internal distractions must also be addressed. Thoughts about unfinished tasks, personal worries, or decisions to be made often pull attention away from the present task. Journaling or creating a brief action plan at the start of the day can reduce mental clutter. By externalizing thoughts and outlining what must be addressed later, the mind remains free to focus. Mindfulness techniques, such as brief moments of deep breathing or grounding exercises, strengthen the ability to return attention to the current activity. Discipline over your mind is as important as control over your environment, because sustained focus begins internally. Learning to say no is another form of eliminating distractions, requests, invitations, and obligations that do not align with priorities, often consume both time and mental energy. Each decline is an assertion of control over your hours. Saying no is not rejection of opportunity, but a conscious choice to protect focus and ensure meaningful progress. Boundaries established through this practice prevent unplanned distractions from derailing priorities. By consciously choosing where to invest attention, distractions lose their power and high-value work flourishes. Transitions between tasks are common points where distractions invade. Moving from one activity to another without intention invites the mind to wander. Create small rituals or pauses between tasks to reset focus and prepare for the next high-priority action. Even brief moments of reflection, deep breathing, or a short walk can act as mental resets, preventing cumulative distractions from fragmenting productivity. These transitions become protective buffers that reinforce focus rather than weaken it. Habits also determine susceptibility to distractions. Individuals with inconsistent routines often experience frequent interruptions because the mind is untrained to maintain focus. Developing consistent daily routines creates predictability that minimizes the mental space for distractions. When high-value work is embedded into structured habits, attention naturally flows toward these tasks. Habits of focus reduce reliance on motivation alone and make productivity automatic. The brain becomes conditioned to prioritize significant work, and distractions are relegated to the background rather than commanding awareness. External accountability amplifies the elimination of distractions. Sharing goals or progress with a trusted colleague, mentor, or friend creates a social mechanism that encourages focus. When someone else is aware of your priorities, there is an added layer of responsibility to stay on task. Accountability enhances discipline, reduces procrastination, and minimizes indulgence in distracting behaviors. It transforms personal commitment into a structured system that supports sustained attention. Distractions become easier to resist when your efforts are observable and measured. Energy management complements distraction elimination. Fatigue, hunger, or stress heighten susceptibility to interruptions. Planning work periods around natural energy peaks maximizes concentration, while scheduling less demanding tasks during low energy periods preserves mental stamina. Adequate sleep, hydration, and nutrition are not optional. They are foundational to maintaining focus. The ability to resist distractions diminishes when physical or mental energy is depleted. Discipline over lifestyle factors enhances control over attention and strengthens the capacity to remain present with high-value activities. Reviewing outcomes strengthens mastery over distractions. At the end of each day, evaluate which interruptions were successfully managed and which were not. Understanding patterns and identifying recurring sources of distraction enable continuous improvement. Reflection reinforces awareness, promotes better planning, and solidifies habits of focused action. Every day becomes an opportunity to refine methods, strengthen discipline, and reclaim more of your 24 hours. This review process transforms lessons from experience into actionable strategies for the future. Implementing practical tools can further minimize interruptions. For example, creating do not disturb zones, using noise-canceling headphones, or establishing specific workspaces signals the brain that focus is required. Visual cues such as removing unnecessary devices or posting reminders can anchor attention. Small deliberate changes in the environment can have outsized effects on sustained focus. Each adjustment supports the larger principle of directing attention toward meaningful work, rather than letting circumstances dictate it. Distraction elimination is also about intentional breaks. Paradoxically, taking strategic breaks enhances long-term focus. Short periods of rest allow the mind to recover and maintain high performance. Scheduled breaks prevent fatigue-driven distractions and support sustained energy levels throughout the day. Balance is essential. Focus is preserved when work and rest are integrated thoughtfully. By managing both work intensity and recovery, productivity becomes sustainable rather than fleeting. Mental resilience is required to resist habitual distractions. The human mind naturally seeks novelty, stimulation, and comfort. Mastery over attention requires consistent training to redirect impulses toward high-value work. This involves patience and persistence. Initial resistance may be strong, but repeated practice strengthens neural pathways associated with sustained focus. The mind adapts to disciplined routines, and distractions gradually lose their hold. Over time, this resilience creates a powerful capacity to direct attention consciously and consistently. The long-term impact of eliminating distractions is profound. Individuals who master this skill gain clarity, momentum, and a deep sense of control over their lives. Their 24 hours are invested in meaningful actions rather than wasted on reactive or trivial activities. Progress accumulates because focus is sustained, decisions are deliberate, and energy is concentrated where it matters most. Freedom from distractions allows creativity, problem-solving, and personal growth to flourish. The ability to concentrate fully on high-priority tasks transforms ordinary days into significant achievements. Mastery over distractions is not merely a productivity hack, it is a pathway to personal empowerment and fulfillment. In conclusion, eliminating distractions is essential to reclaim control over time and achieve meaningful results. It requires awareness of both external and internal interruptions, deliberate structuring of the environment, disciplined management of technology, thoughtful energy alignment, and consistent habits of focus. Strategies such as time blocking, saying no, accountability, and intentional breaks reinforce sustained attention. Every day presents countless opportunities to practice this skill, and every moment redirected from distraction to high-value action compounds over time. Mastering distractions is mastery over life itself, allowing focus, clarity, and achievement to flourish. Reclaiming attention transforms the hours into tools for growth, accomplishment, and personal success. The ability to remain undisturbed in a world full of interruptions is one of the most powerful skills a person can develop, and it is the foundation upon which every other achievement is built. Chapter 3. Plan mornings deliberately to energize your entire day. Mornings set the tone for the rest of the day. How you begin your day determines not only your energy levels, but also the clarity of thought, focus, and productivity you can maintain. Planning mornings deliberately is not about rigid schedules or overwhelming routines. It is about creating intentional actions that prepare the mind, body, and spirit for high performance. Every successful person understands that mornings are an opportunity to take control of the day before external demands and interruptions arrive. Starting with purpose ensures that momentum is established early, giving direction and focus to every hour that follows. Without deliberate planning, mornings are often reactive. People wake up and immediately respond to messages, notifications, or random thoughts, allowing external forces to dictate their day. Taking control in the morning is a simple yet profound strategy to energize, align, and accelerate progress. The first step in planning mornings deliberately is establishing a consistent wake-up time. Waking at the same hour each day regulates the body's internal clock, creating natural energy and alertness. Irregular wake times lead to grogginess, lower mental clarity, and scattered focus. When the body adapts to a steady rhythm, mornings become predictable and productive. This consistency also strengthens discipline. It reinforces the mindset that mornings are valuable and not to be squandered on low-value activities. Rising with intention is a declaration of control over time, rather than allowing fatigue or convenience to dictate behavior. It is the first act of mastery over one's 24 hours. Preparation the night before significantly influences morning effectiveness. When evenings include organizing tasks, setting priorities, and preparing essentials for the next day, mornings start with clarity rather than confusion. Small actions such as laying out clothing, organizing workspace items, or creating a task list reduce decision fatigue and allow energy to focus on meaningful activities. Planning the night before transforms the morning from a series of random choices into a deliberate sequence of high-impact actions. The brain is freed from trivial decisions, and attention can be directed toward work that matters. Morning momentum is built on the foundation laid in the previous evening. A deliberate morning begins with intentional movement. Physical activity stimulates blood flow, increases alertness, and improves mental clarity. Exercise does not need to be excessive. Even a brief routine of stretching, walking, or body weight exercises awakens energy and prepares the body for sustained focus. Movement releases endorphins, reducing stress and enhancing motivation. A body in motion produces a mind ready for action. Incorporating physical activity as the first deliberate action in the day reinforces the mindset that mornings are designed to energize and prime performance, rather than merely react to external demands. Nutrition plays a critical role in sustaining morning energy. Breakfast should fuel the brain and body for focus and endurance. Prioritizing balanced meals with proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates prevents energy crashes and improves concentration. Hydration is equally essential. Starting the day with water replenishes fluids lost overnight, supporting physical function and cognitive clarity. A morning fueled by intentional nutrition ensures that both energy and decision-making capacity are at their peak. Skipping meals or relying on sugar-laden foods undermines momentum and allows fatigue to dictate performance. How you nourish yourself in the first hours directly affects the quality of every subsequent decision and action. Mental preparation is equally important. Mornings provide an opportunity to focus on mindset before external distractions arrive. Practices such as journaling, meditation, or affirmations cultivate clarity, calm, and confidence. Writing down key intentions for the day clarifies priorities and establishes measurable goals. Meditation or focused breathing centers attention, reduces stress, and strengthens awareness. Affirmations reinforce self-discipline and purpose. When mental energy is deliberately directed, the mind becomes a powerful ally rather than a reactive force. Morning mental preparation lays the groundwork for clarity, resilience, and high performance. Organizing the most important tasks at the start of the day maximizes effectiveness. Tackling high, priority, or cognitively demanding work in the morning leverages peak mental energy. These hours are often free from external interruptions, providing a prime window for focused, uninterrupted effort. Completing significant tasks early creates momentum, reduces stress, and enhances motivation for the rest of the day. Deliberate planning involves identifying these priority tasks in advance and committing focused time to complete them. The morning becomes a strategic advantage rather than a passive period of low-value activity. Reducing exposure to distractions during morning routines amplifies the benefits. Avoiding early engagement with emails, social media, or news prevents reactive behavior that fragments attention. Instead, mornings are dedicated to deliberate action that aligns with goals and values. External input can be scheduled for later in the day when it is more appropriate. Controlling environmental and digital stimuli ensures that attention is reserved for tasks that produce significant results. Focused mornings establish a habit of directing energy toward what matters, rather than allowing impulses or external demands to dictate priorities. Reflection and review can also be incorporated into the morning to strengthen daily performance. Reviewing goals, achievements, or progress from the previous day provides context and insight. This practice helps identify lessons learned and guides adjustments for continued improvement. Mornings used for reflection foster awareness, purpose, and motivation. They reinforce the connection between daily actions and long-term objectives, keeping the day aligned with personal values and meaningful outcomes. Morning reflection primes the mind to act intentionally rather than reactively, reinforcing discipline and resilience. Consistency is the key to sustaining deliberate mornings. While flexibility is necessary for unforeseen events, the core structure should remain intact. A deliberate morning is a habit that compounds benefits over time. Even small but consistent morning actions produce significant effects when accumulated over weeks and months. Over time, deliberate mornings reduce stress, enhance focus, increase productivity, and strengthen confidence. They transform the quality of life by ensuring that each day begins with purpose, energy, and alignment toward meaningful objectives. The ripple effect of a deliberate morning extends throughout the entire day. When the first hours are intentional and energized, subsequent decisions, interactions, and tasks are performed from a position of clarity and control. Momentum carries forward, and focus becomes easier to maintain. The deliberate morning reduces procrastination, enhances resilience under pressure, and strengthens self-discipline. It also reinforces a sense of achievement, as progress toward important goals is established early and consistently. The power of a well-planned morning is visible in every action choice and outcome for the rest of the day. To implement a deliberate morning, start small and build progressively. Begin by selecting a wake-up time and identifying 1 or 2 high-priority tasks to complete before other commitments. Introduce short periods of movement, hydration, and mental preparation. Gradually expand the routine, adding reflection, journaling, or extended focus periods as consistency strengthens. Avoid attempting an overly complex routine at the outset. Small, deliberate steps accumulate into powerful habits that energize the entire day and produce long-term transformation. Ultimately, planning mornings deliberately is about claiming control over the most important hours of the day. It is about aligning actions with goals, energizing the body, and priming the mind for focused performance. Morning routines are a reflection of self-discipline, awareness, and intentional living. By committing to deliberate mornings, distractions are minimized, priorities are reinforced, and momentum is established that carries through every subsequent hour. This practice transforms ordinary mornings into periods of preparation, energy, and strategic action that influence the quality and outcome of the entire day. Deliberate mornings are not a luxury, they are essential. They provide the foundation for clarity, productivity, and personal growth. Every deliberate choice made in the early hours compounds over time, shaping life with intention rather than chance. The consistent practice of structured mornings strengthens self-control, builds resilience, and ensures that energy is directed toward the most meaningful tasks. Planning mornings deliberately energizes the body, focuses the mind, and aligns every action with long-term objectives. It is the cornerstone of mastering each day, ensuring that time is used effectively and life progresses with purpose and impact. By approaching each morning with clarity, structure, and intention, it becomes possible to transform the entire day into a focused, productive, and meaningful experience. The deliberate morning is a tool of empowerment, a method to energize, and a framework to ensure that every hour that follows contributes to growth, achievement, and fulfillment. Mastering mornings is a mastery of daily momentum and the most effective way to set a powerful tone for the life you wish to build. Chapter 4. Set clear goals to guide every decision confidently. Setting clear goals is the cornerstone of focused action and deliberate progress. Without clearly defined objectives, decisions become reactive, energy is scattered, and efforts often produce minimal results. Goals provide direction and serve as a reference point for evaluating every choice made throughout the day. They are not vague intentions or wishes, they are concrete targets that guide thought, behavior, and priorities. Clear goals create clarity in a world full of options and distractions. When the destination is known, every step toward it becomes purposeful, efficient, and measurable. Goals also anchor motivation. The presence of a defined outcome gives meaning to effort and strengthens resilience when challenges arise. Confidence in daily decisions emerges naturally when choices are aligned with well-articulated objectives. The first step in goal setting is defining what matters most. Goals should reflect personal values, long-term aspirations, and immediate priorities. Identifying these requires honest self-reflection and examination of what truly impacts your life. Many people adopt goals influenced by others' expectations or societal pressures, which rarely yield fulfillment or consistent motivation. Goals must be your own, and they must inspire action. Once the most important areas are determined, objectives can be articulated clearly. Specificity transforms vague aspirations into actionable targets. Instead of aiming to improve health, a clear goal might be exercise for 30 minutes 5 days a week. The clarity eliminates ambiguity, making it easier to act decisively. Breaking goals into measurable components is essential. Large ambitions can feel overwhelming and distant, which often leads to procrastination. Dividing them into smaller, quantifiable milestones provides manageable steps and maintains momentum. Progress becomes visible and motivating, reinforcing commitment. Milestones also serve as checkpoints to evaluate methods and adjust strategies. Achieving incremental objectives generates a sense of accomplishment that fuels continued action. This systematic approach ensures that even ambitious goals remain attainable without sacrificing focus or consistency. Each small victory contributes to a larger outcome, turning long-term aspirations into achievable realities. Prioritizing goals is a critical aspect of clarity. Not all objectives carry equal weight or urgency. Some goals directly affect your long-term vision, while others have minimal impact. Distinguishing between them allows for effective allocation of time, energy, and resources. High-priority goals should receive the greatest focus and attention, while lesser goals are scheduled around them. This ensures that important objectives are never overshadowed by low-value tasks. Decisions become simpler when guided by priority, and confidence grows, because the path forward is based on rational evaluation rather than impulse or external pressure. Visualizing goals reinforces their clarity and significance. Spending time mentally rehearsing the outcomes, imagining each step, and sensing the benefits of achievement creates a stronger connection between effort and result. Visualization engages emotions and intellect simultaneously, which enhances commitment and persistence. The mind becomes oriented toward problem-solving and creative solutions because it is already familiar with the desired outcome. Visual reinforcement bridges the gap between intention and action, making objectives feel tangible and motivating consistent behavior aligned with priorities. Documenting goals strengthens accountability and focus. Writing down objectives creates an external reminder of what matters most. It clarifies intentions, prevents forgetfulness, and encourages reflection. Written goals act as a compass, helping maintain alignment even amid distractions and competing demands. Reviewing these goals regularly ensures that efforts remain relevant and responsive to changing circumstances. This practice also fosters responsibility to oneself, cultivating self-discipline and commitment that directly enhances the ability to act confidently every day. Daily actions should always be evaluated against set goals. Every decision, from major strategic choices to routine tasks, should be measured in terms of contribution to achieving objectives. If an action advances a goal, it deserves full energy and attention. If it does not, it can be rescheduled, delegated, or eliminated. This principle ensures that time and effort are consistently invested in high-value activity. Confidence grows naturally because decisions are no longer arbitrary. They are guided by purpose and evidence of alignment with meaningful outcomes. Goals provide a lens through which choices become intentional and productive. Accountability mechanisms amplify goal achievement. Sharing objectives with mentors, peers, or colleagues provides an additional layer of responsibility. External accountability encourages consistency and reduces procrastination. Progress is not only personal but observable, which creates motivation to persist. Feedback from trusted individuals provides perspective, identifies blind spots, and fosters continuous improvement. External accountability complements internal commitment, strengthening both focus and confidence. Goals gain power when embedded in a system of oversight, ensuring that intention consistently translates into action. Flexibility is important while maintaining goal clarity. Circumstances can change, requiring adjustment in strategy or approach. Goals should not be abandoned hastily but evaluated objectively. Adjustments reflect responsiveness rather than compromise of vision. By maintaining flexibility, effort remains directed, while unnecessary frustration and wasted energy are avoided. A clear understanding of objectives provides the context needed to pivot intelligently without losing sight of the ultimate destination. Confidence in decisions stems from knowing that goals guide adaptation, not chaos. Review and reflection consolidate learning and strengthen alignment. Regular assessment of progress, methods, and outcomes ensures that effort remains relevant and effective. Reflection identifies patterns of success and areas needing adjustment. It deepens understanding of personal strengths and limitations, sharpening decision-making over time. Continuous evaluation reinforces clarity, maintains motivation, and prevents drift away from meaningful priorities. This cycle of action, reflection, and adjustment ensures consistent movement toward goals, building competence, self-assurance, and measurable achievement. Energy allocation is closely linked to goal clarity. High-priority goals should receive time and effort when physical and mental energy are optimal. Low-energy periods can be reserved for less demanding tasks, but core objectives require peak focus. Proper alignment of energy with priority tasks maximizes output and prevents wasted effort. Confident decision-making emerges when energy is consciously directed toward actions that matter most. By consciously managing energy in concert with goals, results become predictable, consistent, and significant. Every hour is optimized for meaningful impact rather than dissipated on reactive or low-value activities. Goal clarity also improves resilience. When challenges arise, having a defined objective helps maintain focus and prevent discouragement. Obstacles are seen as temporary barriers rather than threats to progress. The mind remains solution-oriented, looking for ways to overcome difficulties rather than becoming derailed by frustration or distraction. Clear goals provide perspective, reinforcing the long-term significance of effort. Confidence grows because challenges are approached strategically and progress continues even under pressure. Setting clear goals transforms the way time is used, decisions are made, and energy is invested. Each action becomes purposeful, and focus is strengthened. Life shifts from reactive patterns to deliberate progress, producing measurable results. Confidence in daily decisions grows because choices are anchored in well-defined priorities. Goals serve as a constant guide, reinforcing alignment with long-term vision, sustaining motivation, and enhancing self-discipline. This clarity transforms ordinary efforts into powerful outcomes and ordinary days into meaningful advancement toward life objectives. Ultimately, goal setting is not just about achieving outcomes. It is a mindset, a system, and a daily practice that informs every decision. Clear goals provide direction, sharpen focus, and enhance confidence. They simplify choices, reduce wasted effort, and maximize the value of each hour. Every step taken with a goal in mind compounds over time, creating momentum, growth, and achievement. Clarity of objectives transforms energy into action, intention into results, and potential into accomplishment. Setting clear goals guides decisions with precision, ensuring that effort consistently contributes to progress, mastery, and long-term fulfillment. The power of a clearly defined goal is immeasurable because it turns uncertainty into strategy, hesitation into action, and ambition into measurable success. Chapter 5. Track your habits to improve consistently and effectively. Tracking habits is one of the most effective ways to create meaningful and lasting change. Habits are the building blocks of daily life, shaping productivity, health, and personal growth. Without awareness, habits operate automatically, often producing results that do not align with goals. Monitoring behaviors allows conscious evaluation, revealing patterns that support progress or create obstacles. Consistent tracking transforms abstract intentions into measurable actions, making improvement deliberate rather than accidental. Awareness alone is not enough. Understanding habits in detail provides insight into triggers, routines, and outcomes, which enables targeted adjustments. By observing habits closely, you gain control over the small choices that accumulate into significant long-term results. The first step in tracking habits is choosing what to monitor. Select behaviors that directly influence your goals, energy, or well-being. Not every action requires attention, but key habits that compound over time deserve focus. This could include physical activity, reading, nutrition, work productivity, sleep, or even daily reflection practices. Clearly identifying which habits matter ensures effort is concentrated on areas with the greatest impact. Tracking is most effective when it is intentional and specific, targeting behaviors that truly shape success rather than random or trivial actions. Measurement is critical for effective habit tracking. Recording progress provides objective feedback, allowing evaluation of consistency and growth. Simple tools such as journals, spreadsheets, or habit tracking apps can provide a visual representation of patterns over days, weeks, and months. The act of recording creates accountability and reinforces commitment. Measurement also provides motivation. Seeing progress, even incremental, triggers a positive feedback loop that strengthens persistence. Without tracking, habits remain hidden and progress uncertain. Quantifying actions transforms them into concrete evidence of effort and improvement. Consistency is a key principle of habit tracking. Daily monitoring, even for a brief moment, creates continuity and reinforces awareness. Inconsistent tracking reduces effectiveness because it obscures patterns and prevents timely interventions. By observing habits consistently, behaviors become more visible, triggers are easier to identify, and adjustments can be made promptly. The habit of tracking itself becomes part of the routine, creating an additional layer of discipline that supports all other growth efforts. Regular observation strengthens the link between action and outcome, allowing deliberate refinement of habits over time. Understanding triggers and cues is essential for analyzing habits. Every habit follows a pattern. A trigger initiates the behavior, the routine executes it, and a reward reinforces it. Tracking allows identification of these components, revealing why certain behaviors occur automatically. Recognizing triggers provides the opportunity to change or replace routines that do not support goals. For example, noticing that stress triggers unhealthy eating enables deliberate intervention, such as replacing snacking with brief physical activity or deep breathing. Awareness of cues ensures that habits are influenced by conscious choice rather than automatic reaction. Reflection enhances the effectiveness of habit tracking. Recording actions is only valuable if analyzed thoughtfully. Review patterns regularly to evaluate whether habits contribute to goals or hinder progress. Identify trends, recognize successes, and determine areas requiring adjustment. Reflection allows learning from behavior rather than merely observing it. By systematically reviewing habits, you gain insight into personal strengths and vulnerabilities, creating a roadmap for continuous improvement. Reflection transforms raw data into meaningful strategies for growth. Incremental improvement is a central advantage of habit tracking. Small, consistent adjustments compound into significant results over time. Tracking makes these changes visible and actionable. For instance, increasing daily exercise by 5 minutes, gradually improving nutrition, or reducing distractions in work sessions becomes measurable progress. Each small improvement builds confidence, reinforces motivation, and strengthens the overall system of growth. Habit tracking ensures that every step, no matter how small, is purposeful and contributes to long-term objectives. Accountability amplifies the power of tracking habits. Sharing goals and progress with a mentor, coach, or peer group adds social reinforcement. Reporting results creates external motivation and reduces the tendency to rationalize lapses. Accountability transforms habit tracking from a private effort into a structured system of observation and feedback. Progress is not only personal but measurable and reinforced by commitment to others. This external perspective can highlight blind spots and encourage persistence during challenging periods. Adjustments based on tracked data ensure that habits remain aligned with evolving goals. Life circumstances, energy levels, and priorities change over time. Habit tracking allows flexible adaptation while maintaining alignment with core objectives. For example, modifying a workout schedule due to travel or adjusting reading time based on work demands ensures continuity of growth. Adaptation guided by data prevents stagnation and maintains momentum, ensuring that habits continue to serve long-term objectives efficiently. Tracking enables not only awareness, but also responsive action. Integration of tracking into daily routines enhances sustainability. Embedding monitoring practices into natural parts of the day ensures that the process is effortless and consistent. For example, reviewing habits in the morning or evening, recording actions immediately after completion, or setting reminders for check-ins creates seamless incorporation. By making tracking habitual, it becomes a supportive framework for personal development rather than an additional burden. Integration ensures consistency, visibility, and reinforcement of high-value behaviors across all aspects of life. Visualization and celebration of progress strengthen motivation. Seeing streaks, improvements, or milestones achieved through habit tracking provides emotional reinforcement. This recognition of effort and growth motivates persistence, especially during challenging periods. Celebrating small victories reinforces the positive impact of habits and encourages continued commitment. The act of acknowledging progress creates a mental association between effort and reward, further solidifying beneficial behaviors. Habit tracking thus not only identifies areas for improvement, but also enhances satisfaction and momentum. Tracking habits also illuminates counterproductive behaviors. Observing actions without judgment allows recognition of routines that consume energy or undermine goals. Once identified, these habits can be replaced or modified systematically. By understanding which behaviors drain focus or productivity, intentional choices can reduce their occurrence. Habit tracking transforms unconscious patterns into opportunities for conscious improvement, creating space for high-impact actions and efficient time use. Awareness of what to eliminate is as valuable as knowing what to cultivate. Long-term benefits of habit tracking extend beyond the immediate behavior. Tracking strengthens self-discipline, focus, and awareness. It creates a mindset of accountability, intentionality, and continuous improvement. Over time, tracking fosters mastery of personal choices and consistency in pursuing meaningful objectives. The ability to monitor, evaluate, and refine habits contributes to sustained success, resilience, and fulfillment. Every action is measured, every outcome considered, and every improvement compounded into long-term results. Habit tracking is both a practical tool and a mindset for disciplined growth. In conclusion, tracking habits is an essential strategy for consistent self-improvement and personal mastery. By monitoring behaviors, analyzing triggers, reflecting on outcomes, and adjusting actions, habits become powerful tools for achieving goals. Measurement, consistency, and accountability reinforce focus, while incremental improvement ensures that progress compounds over time. Tracking illuminates both effective and counterproductive behaviors, providing actionable insight to optimize time, energy, and effort. Through diligent observation and deliberate refinement, habits transform into predictable pathways for success. The practice of habit tracking strengthens discipline, reinforces motivation, and empowers individuals to act consciously, ensuring that every day contributes meaningfully to long-term growth and achievement. Mastery of habits creates control over personal behavior, energy, and focus, enabling a life directed by intentional action and measurable progress rather than randomness and distraction. By embracing this practice, growth becomes deliberate, consistent, and profoundly impactful. Chapter 6. Delegate responsibilities to free time for high-impact work. Delegating responsibilities is one of the most powerful ways to expand productivity and focus on tasks that generate the highest impact. Many people try to do everything themselves, believing that taking on all work ensures quality or control, but this mindset often leads to overwhelm, fatigue, and diminished effectiveness. High achievers understand that their value lies not in performing every task personally, but in applying their time and energy to activities that advance goals, create value, and produce meaningful results. Delegation is a strategic tool that allows focus on high-priority work, while others manage tasks that do not require personal expertise or attention. It requires discernment, trust, and communication to maximize results and create systems that sustain productivity. The first step in effective delegation is identifying tasks suitable for transfer. Not every activity should be delegated. Focus on repetitive, low-impact, or specialized tasks that others can perform effectively. Administrative work, routine operations, research, or minor logistical duties often fall into this category. Understanding which tasks consume time without contributing significantly to objectives is essential. Delegating these responsibilities frees mental and physical energy for high-value work, enabling sharper focus on tasks that drive progress, innovation, and results. Recognizing which activities to delegate transforms time management from reactive to strategic, creating space for meaningful action. Choosing the right person for delegated tasks is crucial. Assign responsibilities to individuals who possess the required skills, reliability, and understanding of expectations. Matching the right person to the task ensures efficiency, quality, and accountability. Delegating to someone unprepared or unmotivated can create additional work, undermine confidence, and reduce trust. Effective delegation involves clear evaluation of team members' strengths, expertise, and capacity. Empowering capable individuals not only achieves results, but also develops their skills, creating a system where tasks are completed independently while reinforcing team growth. Strategic assignment optimizes outcomes and ensures accountability. Clear communication is fundamental in successful delegation. Explaining objectives, expectations, deadlines, and standards eliminates confusion and reduces errors. Providing context about why a task is important and how it fits into broader goals helps the person taking responsibility understand its significance. Clarity reduces the need for constant supervision, allowing energy to remain focused on high-priority work. Regular check. ensure progress without micromanaging, reinforcing accountability and providing opportunities to address challenges proactively. Communication establishes structure, trust, and efficiency, making delegation a reliable tool for productivity rather than a source of stress. Trust is a central component of delegation. Handing over responsibilities requires confidence in others' ability to deliver. Micromanaging undermines trust, stifles initiative, and defeats the purpose of delegation. Allowing others to complete tasks in their own way encourages creativity, accountability, and engagement. Trust creates a positive feedback loop. The more confidence you place in capable individuals, the more competent and committed they become. By releasing control over lower-value tasks, energy is preserved for critical work that requires personal expertise, decision-making, and strategic focus. Monitoring and feedback enhance the effectiveness of delegation. Establishing metrics, check-ins, and reporting ensures that delegated work aligns with expectations and quality standards. Feedback should be constructive, focused on results and improvement rather than criticism. Monitoring progress without micromanaging balances oversight with autonomy, fostering responsibility and growth in those carrying out delegated tasks. Effective feedback ensures that tasks are completed efficiently, reduces errors, and provides learning opportunities, reinforcing the long-term effectiveness of the delegation system. Delegation also enables the creation of scalable systems. High-impact work often cannot be done alone indefinitely. By strategically assigning responsibilities, processes can operate efficiently even as complexity increases. This approach maximizes output while maintaining quality, allowing attention to be concentrated on innovation, strategic planning, and decisions with the greatest potential. A system built on delegation becomes self-sustaining, with each participant contributing to collective productivity while freeing the most capable individual to focus on transformative activities. Scalability through delegation ensures consistent progress without exhaustion. Time management improves significantly through effective delegation. By offloading tasks that others can complete, hours are liberated for high-value activities that directly impact goals. These hours are often the most productive and creative segments of the day. Delegation allows concentration on work requiring expertise, insight, and decision-making, rather than routine execution. Strategic distribution of responsibilities ensures that energy is spent efficiently, producing results that matter. Proper delegation converts limited time into a powerful tool for achievement, rather than a constraint. Delegation also strengthens resilience and adaptability. When responsibilities are shared, the workload is distributed, reducing pressure on any single individual. This structure prevents burnout and ensures continuity during unforeseen circumstances. If tasks are managed collaboratively, temporary absences or challenges do not halt progress. A well-delegated system builds flexibility, enabling consistent forward momentum regardless of obstacles. Sharing responsibility fosters collective accountability, strengthens the team, and maintains operational stability while freeing leadership focus for high-impact initiatives. Empowering others through delegation enhances leadership skills, assigning responsibilities, providing guidance, and supporting autonomy nurtures growth, confidence, and competence in team members. Delegation is not simply passing off tasks. It is an investment in developing capability and trust. Strong leaders recognize that empowering others multiplies impact, strengthens relationships, and increases overall effectiveness. Delegation fosters collaboration, accountability, and shared ownership of results, creating an environment where high-priority work receives undivided attention while the broader team thrives. Strategic delegation is aligned with continuous improvement. Regularly reviewing tasks, evaluating outcomes, and refining processes ensures that delegation remains effective and responsive. Shifting responsibilities based on skill development, availability, and priorities maximizes efficiency. Delegation is dynamic. It adapts to changing circumstances while consistently freeing time for work with the highest impact. Reflection and adjustment strengthen the system, allowing continuous optimization of energy, focus, and results. Delegation is both a tool for productivity and a strategy for evolving capacity over time. The cumulative effect of effective delegation is profound. Freed time allows focus on strategic decisions, high-priority projects, personal development, and creative problem-solving. Energy is concentrated where it produces the greatest returns. Routine or low-impact tasks continue to be accomplished efficiently by capable individuals. Delegation creates a structure that multiplies impact, reduces stress, and ensures sustainable progress. By intentionally assigning responsibilities, high-achieving individuals maximize productivity, maintain clarity, and develop both themselves and those around them. Ultimately, delegation transforms how time and energy are used. It enables focused attention on critical work, enhances efficiency, fosters growth in others, and strengthens long-term outcomes. Delegating effectively requires discernment, trust, clear communication, and continuous refinement. Each action taken to delegate thoughtfully creates space for the tasks that truly matter, ensuring progress toward meaningful objectives. Mastery of delegation is mastery of focus and productivity. By strategically freeing time for high-impact work, it is possible to accelerate growth, produce significant results, and achieve goals that would be unattainable alone. Delegation is not a compromise of responsibility, but a force multiplier that turns limited hours into extraordinary impact, transforming ordinary effort into consistent, measurable success. Chapter 7. Reflect on progress to learn and grow daily. Reflecting on progress is one of the most powerful habits for continuous growth and self-improvement. Without reflection, days pass without clarity, and lessons from experience are often overlooked. Reflection allows you to examine actions, decisions, and outcomes objectively, providing insight into what works, what doesn't, and how improvement can be achieved. It is a deliberate practice that turns experience into learning and learning into consistent forward movement. Daily reflection reinforces accountability to oneself, strengthens self-awareness, and cultivates the mindset necessary for meaningful growth. It transforms ordinary routines into opportunities for insight and enables conscious adaptation of strategies to achieve better results over time. The first step in effective reflection is creating space and time for it. Life moves quickly, and without intentional pauses, evaluation becomes inconsistent or superficial. Allocating even a few minutes at the end of the day to review actions and results creates a structured opportunity to gain perspective. This quiet period allows focus on accomplishments, challenges, and decisions, providing clarity about patterns in behavior and outcomes. Reflection requires attention and stillness, not multitasking or rushing. By setting aside uninterrupted time, it becomes possible to extract meaningful lessons from daily experience and use them to inform future action. Journaling is one of the most practical tools for reflection. Writing down actions, achievements, challenges, and insights transforms abstract thoughts into concrete observations. It allows evaluation of both progress and obstacles in a structured way. Journals serve as records that track long-term development, revealing patterns over weeks, months, or years. They also provide clarity on emotional responses to situations, helping identify triggers, biases, or habits that affect performance. Regular journaling reinforces awareness, encourages honest assessment, and ensures that reflection is actionable rather than theoretical. Reflection begins with reviewing goals and priorities. Examining whether daily actions align with objectives provides insight into efficiency and focus. This step highlights tasks that advance important outcomes and those that consume time without value. Recognizing discrepancies between actions and priorities creates an opportunity for course correction. Over time, this practice improves decision-making and strengthens the ability to focus on high-impact activities. Reflection keeps intentions and actions aligned, reducing wasted effort and reinforcing purposeful daily behavior. Evaluating successes is as important as analyzing challenges. Recognizing what went well reinforces productive behaviors and builds confidence. Identifying strategies, methods, or attitudes that led to positive outcomes allows intentional replication. Celebrating small victories ensures that progress is acknowledged, motivation is maintained, and energy remains high. Reflection is not solely about identifying mistakes, it is equally about understanding and amplifying effectiveness. This balance between analyzing challenges and celebrating achievements creates a realistic and encouraging perspective on personal growth. Analyzing mistakes and obstacles is a critical component of reflection. Failures provide valuable lessons when examined without judgment. Understanding why certain actions did not produce desired results helps refine strategies and avoid repeating errors. Obstacles are opportunities to develop problem-solving skills, adaptability, and resilience. Honest evaluation of missteps strengthens decision-making, reinforces learning, and enhances future performance. Reflection converts setbacks into actionable insights, transforming challenges into stepping stones rather than sources of discouragement. Reflection also involves examining personal habits and routines. Daily patterns of behavior influence productivity, energy, and outcomes. Assessing which routines support goals and which detract from progress enables deliberate adjustment. For example, evaluating how time is allocated, how energy fluctuates, and which distractions were present reveals areas for improvement. Continuous refinement of habits ensures that daily actions are consistently aligned with objectives. Reflection on habits strengthens self-discipline and reinforces the connection between routine behaviors and long-term results. Incorporating feedback into reflection magnifies its impact. Seeking input from mentors, peers, or colleagues provides external perspectives that may highlight blind spots. Constructive feedback identifies strengths and weaknesses that might not be visible through self-assessment alone. Combining personal reflection with external insight creates a comprehensive understanding of performance. It allows adjustments to approach, mindset, and strategy, enhancing effectiveness and accelerating growth. Feedback enhances the accuracy of reflection and ensures that lessons are grounded in reality. Visualization can be integrated into reflection to enhance insight. Imagining different outcomes, alternative decisions, or improved approaches helps develop foresight and problem-solving ability. This mental rehearsal strengthens decision-making by allowing consideration of various strategies without real-world risk. Visualization complements the analytical aspect of reflection by engaging creativity and planning. Considering possibilities prepares the mind for future challenges and increases confidence in handling complex situations. Reflecting with intention and imagination cultivates adaptability, strategic thinking, and proactive action. Reflection is most powerful when it leads to concrete adjustments. Observing patterns without applying lessons produces awareness, but no improvement. The final step in the reflective process is defining actionable steps to implement changes. This may involve modifying routines, setting new priorities, reallocating time, or adopting new strategies. By translating insights into specific actions, reflection becomes a tool for deliberate growth rather than abstract contemplation. Daily application of reflective insights ensures continuous improvement and measurable progress over time. Consistency enhances the benefits of reflection. Making it a daily practice ensures that observations, lessons, and adjustments are continuously integrated into behavior. Sporadic reflection misses opportunities to catch patterns early or prevent repeated mistakes. A consistent habit of reflection strengthens self-awareness, reinforces accountability, and establishes a rhythm of continuous learning. Over time, daily reflection compounds into significant personal growth, clarity, and mastery over choices and actions. Consistency transforms reflection from an occasional exercise into a foundational element of success. Emotional awareness is a key component of effective reflection. Understanding feelings associated with actions and outcomes provides insight into motivations, triggers, and responses. Emotional intelligence allows recognition of how mood, stress, or mindset influence decisions and results. This awareness enables more deliberate responses in future situations, reducing impulsive behavior and improving self-regulation. Reflection that incorporates emotional analysis strengthens resilience, clarity, and personal effectiveness. Emotions become guides for understanding behavior rather than obstacles to productivity. Reflection fosters accountability to oneself. Daily assessment of actions and outcomes ensures responsibility for both successes and mistakes. It builds integrity, self-respect, and confidence in decision-making. By consistently examining behavior, individuals develop a strong internal compass that guides actions in alignment with values and goals. Accountability through reflection ensures that growth is deliberate and results are meaningful. It strengthens self-discipline, motivation, and commitment to continuous improvement. Long-term benefits of reflection include enhanced focus, sharper decision-making, and accelerated learning. By understanding what contributes to progress and what impedes it, future actions are better informed. Patterns of behavior are recognized and optimized, and inefficiencies are reduced. Reflection reinforces the ability to respond rather than react, to choose wisely rather than act impulsively, and to continually refine methods for higher performance. It is both a practical tool and a mindset that transforms daily experience into growth, mastery, and achievement. Ultimately, reflecting on progress is a habit that converts time and effort into wisdom and measurable improvement. It creates clarity about goals, illuminates paths for action, and strengthens self-discipline. Reflection ensures that each day contributes to long-term development, personal mastery, and meaningful results. By examining actions, evaluating outcomes, learning from successes and failures, and making intentional adjustments, individuals gain control over their growth and achieve higher levels of performance. Daily reflection is an investment in self-awareness, efficiency, and consistent improvement that compounds over time. It transforms experience into insight, mistakes into lessons, and effort into enduring success. Chapter 8. Invest in learning to sharpen skills and knowledge. Investing in learning is one of the most effective ways to enhance personal growth, sharpen skills, and maintain relevance in an ever-changing world. Knowledge and expertise are not static. They require continuous cultivation and refinement to remain valuable. The most successful individuals recognize that time spent learning is never wasted because it multiplies effectiveness, expands opportunities, and strengthens confidence. Learning is not simply acquiring information but applying it to improve performance, make better decisions, and solve problems more efficiently. By dedicating consistent energy to developing skills, individuals ensure that their abilities evolve alongside the challenges and opportunities they encounter. Education, training, and deliberate practice are tools for empowerment and mastery. The first step in investing in learning is identifying areas that will have the greatest impact. Not all knowledge yields equal results, so it is essential to prioritize skills and understanding that align with goals, values, and responsibilities. Assess current strengths and weaknesses honestly. Then target areas where improvement creates the most leverage. Whether enhancing technical competence, communication skills, leadership ability, or personal discipline, focused learning ensures that effort directly contributes to meaningful outcomes. Choosing the right areas to invest in maximizes the return on time, energy, and resources. Consistency in learning is critical. Developing expertise requires regular practice and repeated exposure to new ideas. Sporadic learning produces fragmented knowledge that is difficult to apply effectively. Establishing a routine for learning, whether through reading, courses, hands-on practice, or mentoring, builds momentum and internalizes concepts over time. Daily or weekly dedication to growth ensures that progress is steady and cumulative. Consistency reinforces habits of discipline, curiosity, and engagement, which are essential for long-term development. Incremental progress, compounded over months and years, produces mastery and confidence that cannot be achieved through occasional effort. Active engagement enhances retention and understanding. Passive consumption of information, such as listening or reading without application, produces minimal growth. Active learning involves practice, reflection, and experimentation. Applying newly acquired knowledge to real-world tasks strengthens comprehension and skill development. Solving problems, completing projects, or teaching concepts to others converts information into actionable expertise. Engaging actively with learning material makes it more memorable, practical, and transformative, ensuring that knowledge directly improves performance and decision-making. Diversifying learning methods increases effectiveness. Different approaches, including reading books, attending workshops, listening to lectures, participating in online courses, and practicing skills in real-world scenarios, create a well-rounded understanding. Exposure to various perspectives and techniques deepens insight and fosters creativity. Learning from mentors, peers, or experts provides practical guidance and accelerates growth by avoiding trial and error mistakes. Combining multiple methods ensures knowledge is both theoretical and applied, creating competence that is flexible and adaptable to new challenges. Setting measurable learning goals improves focus and accountability. Defining what to achieve, the skills to acquire, or the milestones to reach provides direction and motivation. Goals clarify priorities and guide decisions about where to invest time and effort. Tracking progress against these goals allows evaluation of effectiveness, adjustment of strategies, and recognition of achievement. Specific, measurable objectives transform abstract curiosity into targeted action, ensuring that learning contributes directly to personal growth and capability enhancement. Investing in learning requires allocating time intentionally. In a world full of distractions, dedicating uninterrupted periods to focused study or practice is essential. Treat learning as a high-priority activity, not an afterthought. Scheduling dedicated time in the morning, during breaks, or in the evening ensures consistent progress. Protecting these periods from interruption enhances concentration and reinforces the habit of continuous development. Time invested consistently in skill and knowledge acquisition compounds, producing results that far exceed initial effort. Reflection amplifies learning, reviewing what has been learned, analyzing successes and failures, and connecting new knowledge with existing experience consolidates understanding. Reflection identifies gaps, reinforces concepts, and enables strategic application. Without reflection, knowledge may remain theoretical and fail to impact performance. By thoughtfully considering lessons learned, insights are transformed into practical strategies that improve behavior, decision-making, and problem-solving abilities. Reflection ensures that learning leads to measurable improvement rather than superficial understanding. Curiosity drives effective learning. A mindset that questions, explores, and seeks deeper understanding sustains engagement and prevents stagnation. Curiosity encourages active exploration, challenges assumptions, and motivates continual growth. Those who cultivate curiosity are more likely to seek out new skills, experiment with different approaches, and adapt to changing circumstances. Learning becomes a natural part of life rather than a forced task, making skill development more enjoyable, sustainable, and impactful. Curiosity ensures that learning is dynamic and responsive to evolving goals and environments. Investing in learning also involves embracing challenges. Growth often occurs outside comfort zones when new skills are difficult to acquire or knowledge is complex. Facing challenges with persistence develops resilience, problem-solving ability, and confidence. Overcoming obstacles in learning reinforces discipline and strengthens the capacity to handle difficulties in other areas of life. Each challenge surmounted builds competence, credibility, and self-assurance. Seeking out difficult learning opportunities ensures that skill development is robust and transformative, rather than superficial. Sharing knowledge enhances understanding and reinforces learning. Teaching others, mentoring, or collaborating creates opportunities to clarify thought, articulate reasoning, and deepen mastery. Explaining concepts or demonstrating skills strengthens retention and highlights gaps in comprehension. Sharing knowledge contributes to personal growth and creates value for others, reinforcing leadership, communication, and influence. Learning becomes not only a personal investment, but also a contribution to collective development, amplifying the benefits of knowledge acquisition. Investing in learning generates long-term advantages. Skills and knowledge become assets that increase productivity, adaptability, and effectiveness. Continuous development allows individuals to respond to change, seize opportunities, and maintain relevance in competitive environments. Growth compounds over time, producing cumulative improvements in ability, confidence, and influence. Each hour devoted to learning enhances capability, opening doors to new possibilities, and creating resilience in the face of challenges. Continuous learning transforms potential into achievement and ensures sustained progress toward meaningful goals. Ultimately, investing in learning is a commitment to personal excellence and lifelong growth. It requires focus, discipline, intentionality, and consistent action. Learning sharpens skills, expands knowledge, strengthens confidence, and equips individuals to navigate challenges successfully. By consistently dedicating time to study, practice, and reflection, individuals cultivate mastery that directly impacts performance, decision-making, and effectiveness. Knowledge becomes power only when applied, and consistent investment in learning ensures that the power of knowledge is fully realized. The decision to learn deliberately, systematically, and persistently transforms ordinary effort into significant, lasting achievement. Investing in learning is not merely an option, but a necessity for anyone seeking to maximize potential. Each skill acquired, each lesson internalized, and each insight applied contributes to the ability to act with confidence, solve complex problems, and create meaningful results. By committing to continuous education and deliberate skill development, individuals ensure that their capabilities grow in proportion to their ambitions. The practice of learning becomes a catalyst for improvement, a foundation for resilience, and a driver of long-term success. Knowledge, skills, and understanding are tools to master challenges and opportunities alike, creating a life of competence, impact, and continuous growth. Chapter 9. Rest strategically to recharge energy and maintain focus. Rest is one of the most overlooked yet essential components of productivity, focus, and long-term performance. Many people equate busyness with progress, pushing themselves relentlessly without pause, believing that more work produces better results. In reality, consistent, strategic rest is a critical factor in sustaining energy, maintaining mental clarity, and improving decision-making. The human body and mind are designed to operate in cycles of activity and recovery, and ignoring this natural rhythm leads to fatigue, errors, and diminishing returns. Rest is not a luxury. It is a deliberate, practical tool to maximize efficiency, creativity, and resilience. Understanding how to rest strategically ensures that effort is consistently effective and aligned with meaningful outcomes. The first step in strategic rest is recognizing the difference between passive downtime and restorative rest. Passive downtime, such as mindlessly scrolling on a phone or watching television without engagement, may feel like a break, but often does not replenish mental or physical energy. Rest that produces real recovery involves activities or states that allow the body and mind to reset, recover, and prepare for subsequent effort. This can include sleep, relaxation exercises, meditation, physical recovery, or engaging in hobbies that promote mental detachment from work. Related stress. The goal is to restore capacity, not just fill idle time. Sleep is the foundation of effective rest. Quality sleep improves memory, focus, decision-making, and physical health. It regulates hormones, supports immune function, and enhances cognitive processing. Prioritizing consistent sleep schedules, creating a conducive environment, and limiting distractions such as electronic devices ensures deep and restorative rest. Even small improvements in sleep quality can dramatically increase productivity and clarity throughout the day. Viewing sleep as an investment rather than a time loss reframes rest as an essential contributor to success and achievement. Short, intentional breaks during work are also crucial for sustaining focus. Extended periods of concentrated effort without pauses reduce efficiency, increase mistakes, and drain motivation. Brief breaks allow the mind to recover, reset attention, and maintain high levels of performance. Techniques such as the Pomodoro method, which alternates focused work with short rest periods, help maintain consistent energy throughout the day. Strategic breaks prevent burnout, improve cognitive function, and enhance creativity, making sustained effort more productive than continuous work without pause. Physical recovery is an important aspect of strategic rest. The body consumes energy during both mental and physical activity, and neglecting recovery can reduce performance and health over time. Stretching, light exercise, deep breathing, and mobility routines aid in circulation, reduce tension, and restore energy levels. Movement can serve as active rest, promoting mental clarity while addressing physical fatigue. Integrating physical recovery into daily routines enhances overall energy levels, supporting both sustained focus and long-term resilience. Mindful rest enhances its effectiveness. Engaging in activities that promote relaxation, reflection, and detachment from stress allows for mental rejuvenation. Meditation, deep breathing, or quiet contemplation helps reduce mental clutter and recalibrates attention. Mindful rest restores focus and prepares the mind for decision-making, problem-solving, and creative thinking. By intentionally pausing and observing thoughts without judgment, mental energy is conserved, clarity is restored, and the ability to act decisively is strengthened. Resting strategically also involves managing workload and priorities. Recognizing periods of peak energy and aligning demanding tasks with these times maximizes output. Conversely, scheduling less intensive or routine work during lower energy periods reduces strain while maintaining productivity. Strategic rest includes planning for recovery during and after intense projects to prevent cumulative fatigue. Awareness of natural energy fluctuations ensures that rest is timed to optimize performance and minimize the risk of burnout. Digital boundaries support effective rest. Constant exposure to notifications, emails, or social media can prevent genuine mental recovery. Establishing periods of disconnection, even briefly, allows the mind to rest without constant stimulation. This deliberate separation enhances focus, reduces stress, and reinforces the restorative quality of downtime. Managing technology ensures that rest is intentional and meaningful, rather than interrupted or superficial. Active recovery can complement rest periods, engaging in hobbies, creative pursuits, or activities that provide satisfaction and enjoyment contributes to psychological rejuvenation. These activities promote positive emotions, reduce stress, and enhance overall well-being. Rest is not only about reducing effort, but also about replenishing motivation, enthusiasm, and engagement with life. Purposeful activities during rest periods reinforce energy and clarity for subsequent work. Reflection and mental organization are forms of strategic rest that enhance focus. Quiet periods can be used to review priorities, assess progress, and plan next steps. This form of cognitive rest strengthens decision-making by clarifying objectives and reducing mental noise. Reflective rest integrates recovery with preparation, ensuring that energy and focus are aligned with goals. It transforms downtime into an opportunity for insight and forward planning. Resting strategically builds resilience. Fatigue reduces patience, increases stress reactivity, and impairs judgment. By consistently allowing time for recovery, individuals maintain emotional stability, cognitive sharpness, and physical capacity. Rest strengthens the ability to respond effectively under pressure, navigate challenges, and sustain long-term performance. It ensures that effort is consistent and reliable rather than sporadic or impaired by exhaustion. Integrating strategic rest into daily routines is essential. Planning recovery periods alongside work ensures that rest becomes habitual rather than reactive. Structured breaks, consistent sleep, mindful pauses, and physical recovery routines create a system where energy is maintained, focus is sharp, and performance remains sustainable. The combination of intentional rest, physical recovery, and mental detachment produces a consistent state of readiness for high-impact work. Rest also improves creativity and problem-solving. Mental fatigue limits innovative thinking, while recovery restores flexibility and perspective. Stepping away from tasks allows the subconscious mind to process information and generate new solutions. Strategic rest creates space for insight, intuition, and clarity, enabling better decisions and more effective outcomes. By valuing and prioritizing rest, individuals maintain the cognitive capacity to approach challenges with fresh perspective and energy. Ultimately, strategic rest is an active, deliberate practice that maximizes energy, focus, and productivity. It transforms the way time and effort are used, ensuring that work is efficient and sustainable. Rest enhances decision-making, strengthens resilience, maintains health, and supports consistent performance. By approaching rest intentionally through sleep, mindful breaks, physical recovery, reflection, and boundary setting, individuals maintain clarity, creativity, and energy throughout the day. Mastering strategic rest is essential for achieving meaningful results, while preserving well-being, creating a sustainable balance between effort and recovery, and enabling long-term success. Properly applied, rest becomes a powerful tool that amplifies output, sharpens focus, and enhances overall effectiveness, making every hour of work more impactful and every day more productive. Chapter 10. Act decisively each day to achieve remarkable results. Acting decisively is the cornerstone of achieving meaningful results in any area of life. Hesitation, overthinking, or waiting for perfect conditions often leads to stagnation, missed opportunities, and unfulfilled potential. Every day presents choices, challenges, and moments where action determines progress. Making clear, intentional decisions and following through with consistent execution separates those who achieve goals from those who remain stagnant. Decisive action requires clarity, confidence, and commitment. It is not impulsive behavior but informed and purposeful movement that propels objectives forward while maintaining focus and energy on what matters most. The first aspect of acting decisively is developing clarity about objectives. Without a clear understanding of what needs to be achieved, action becomes scattered and inefficient. Goals should be defined, specific, and measurable, providing a framework that guides choices and priorities. Clarity ensures that every decision contributes directly to meaningful outcomes and reduces wasted effort on distractions or less impactful tasks. When objectives are well defined, the path forward becomes evident, and the ability to act with purpose is strengthened. Decisive action is built on the foundation of knowing exactly what success looks like and committing to it fully. Confidence fuels decisive behavior. Believing in one's ability to make sound decisions encourages commitment and reduces hesitation. Confidence is not arrogance, but a grounded assurance based on preparation, knowledge, and experience. It allows individuals to trust judgment, take responsibility for outcomes, and proceed without unnecessary delay. Developing confidence involves consistently practicing decision-making, reflecting on results, and learning from both successes and mistakes. Over time, Confidence becomes a reliable companion, enabling swift and purposeful action, even in uncertain situations. Prioritization is critical for effective decision making. Not every choice has equal significance, and acting decisively requires distinguishing high-impact actions from minor or trivial ones. Evaluating tasks based on importance and urgency directs energy toward activities that generate the greatest results. Decisive individuals focus first on what matters most, preventing overwhelm and ensuring that effort produces measurable progress. By prioritizing effectively, each action becomes meaningful, and daily decisions collectively build momentum toward larger objectives. Preparation enhances decisiveness, knowledge, research, and planning reduce uncertainty and empower action. While perfection is not necessary, having sufficient understanding allows informed choices and reduces the likelihood of hesitation. Preparation also provides contingency awareness, enabling confident responses to challenges or unexpected obstacles. Those who prepare thoughtfully can act quickly because they understand the context, potential outcomes, and resources required to succeed. Decisive action stems from readiness and awareness rather than guesswork or procrastination. Commitment to follow through is essential. Making decisions without acting renders clarity and planning meaningless. Decisive individuals act immediately and persistently until desired outcomes are achieved. Execution is the bridge between intention and result, transforming ideas into tangible progress. Maintaining focus, monitoring outcomes, and adjusting strategies as needed ensures that action is productive and aligned with objectives. Commitment to follow through builds momentum, reinforces discipline, and creates a consistent pattern of achievement. Overcoming fear is a key component of decisiveness. Fear of failure, criticism, or uncertainty often paralyzes individuals and prevents meaningful progress. Acting decisively requires confronting fear, taking responsibility, and moving forward despite discomfort. Risk is inherent in all action, but calculated and informed risk taking produces growth, learning, and results. Embracing discomfort as part of the process strengthens resilience and enhances the ability to act confidently in the face of challenges. Decisive behavior thrives on courage and the willingness to confront uncertainty head-on. Simplifying choices facilitates action. Too many options can create paralysis, while clear, focused alternatives enable quick decision-making. Limiting distractions, defining criteria for action, and breaking complex tasks into manageable steps accelerates execution. Simplicity reduces mental strain, increases clarity, and reinforces confidence. By narrowing focus to what truly matters, decisive action becomes a natural and consistent practice rather than a sporadic or overwhelming effort. Accountability reinforces decisiveness. Sharing objectives and progress with mentors, peers, or trusted colleagues creates external motivation to act. Reporting actions and outcomes strengthens commitment and reduces the tendency to delay or rationalize inaction. Accountability also provides constructive feedback, highlighting areas for improvement and encouraging continuous growth. Decisive action is amplified when paired with systems of responsibility and support, ensuring that choices are implemented and outcomes evaluated. Adaptability ensures that decisive action remains effective. Conditions, information, and circumstances evolve constantly, and rigid adherence to a plan without adjustment can reduce impact. Decisive individuals monitor results, assess feedback, and adjust strategies as needed while maintaining commitment to objectives. Flexibility allows for course corrections, refinement, and optimization of efforts without losing momentum. Acting decisively is not about blind persistence, but about informed and responsive execution that produces tangible results. Momentum compounds success. Each decisive action builds confidence, reinforces clarity, and creates energy for subsequent decisions. Consistent execution generates visible progress, which in turn motivates continued action. Momentum prevents stagnation, reduces hesitation, and transforms intention into measurable achievement. Decisive individuals leverage momentum by maintaining a rhythm of action, reflection, and adaptation, producing cumulative results that far exceed sporadic or hesitant effort. Reflection enhances the quality of future decisions. After acting decisively, evaluating outcomes provides insight into what worked, what didn't, and how processes can be improved. Reflection ensures that action remains informed, intentional, and increasingly effective over time. Each decision becomes a learning opportunity, strengthening judgment and reinforcing the ability to act swiftly and confidently in future situations. Continuous learning and refinement create a cycle of improvement that maximizes both efficiency and impact. Acting decisively also reinforces self-discipline. Daily practice of making intentional choices and executing them strengthens focus, commitment, and resilience. Habits of decisive behavior accumulate over time, creating a lifestyle oriented toward results and mastery. Discipline ensures that decisions are consistently implemented. Energy is focused on meaningful tasks, and effort produces measurable outcomes. Over time, decisiveness becomes ingrained, reducing procrastination and increasing the ability to achieve ambitious objectives. The long-term benefits of decisive action are profound. Individuals who consistently act with purpose achieve more, build credibility, and develop greater control over their circumstances. Decisive behavior produces clarity, efficiency, and tangible results that compound over days, months, and years. By prioritizing action, following through, and adjusting strategies based on experience, remarkable outcomes become not only possible but predictable. Decisiveness transforms intention into accomplishment and potential into reality. Ultimately, acting decisively each day is a commitment to living with purpose, focus, and impact. It requires clarity, confidence, prioritization, preparation, and follow-through. Decisive individuals confront fear, simplify choices, maintain accountability, and adapt strategically. They leverage momentum, reinforce discipline, and integrate reflection into each decision. By consistently practicing decisive action, individuals transform opportunities into achievements, challenges into growth, and daily choices into extraordinary results. Mastery of decisive action is mastery of time, energy, and potential, ensuring that each day contributes meaningfully to long-term success, personal growth, and the accomplishment of remarkable objectives.